So, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, depending on where you live. Then, welcome to this introductory meeting for the Top 100 Competition 2024. Let's wait a few more moments for everybody to log in and to get settled, and then we will start the presentation as soon as possible. Okay, I think we are, let's see, we are settled and we can start. So again, welcome very much to this presentation on the Top 100 Competition 2024, the 24 edition. So special edition is the 10th edition of Top 100, and I'm very happy that you can all join in. Next slide, please. Let's first start with a short introduction round. My name is Bart Hageman. I'm the Top 100 manager. And you can, if you have any questions or if there's anything you want to double check, you can always reach me via top100@greendestinations.org. My colleague today to assist me will be Lita. And as always, we have Hugo de Jong from Green Destinations who can help out and has most knowledge within the organization, so can answer all your questions as well. Next slide, please. The agenda. This presentation is aimed at people or participants who are interested to join for the first time or maybe even the second time. So a lot of things will be explained which might be already obvious or clear for participants who join for the second time or for the third time, but we'll go through the whole process anyway to make it very clear what the process is and the different steps you have to make to participate in the Top 100 competition. So first we will give a short presentation about Green Destinations, the organization, then the competition structure and timeline, so how the Top 100 competition is flows through the coming year. Then we move on to the step 1 sustainability check for first year and second year participants. And accordingly, step 2, the good practice story submission. And afterwards, there will be enough space for questions and answers. In the meantime, if there's anything, any question you want to ask, don't hesitate to ask it. You can do it via the chat as well. And then we will answer that as soon as possible. Next slide, please. First of all, about Green Destinations, a non-profit foundation operating since 2014. We are based in the Netherlands, in the beautiful town of Leiden, but we are working very much globally. We have a very international team all over the world and very much intertwined with sustainable tourism organizations worldwide. Our services are training, support, assessment, and certification programs for destinations and businesses. And we're recognized and accredited by the GSTC. The standard, the GD, Green Destination Standard, is recognized since 2016. And our certification is accredited since 2018. Next slide, please. Our values: genuine and authentic, respectful and responsible, economically sustainable, ecosystems and climate, nature and landscapes. These are, green in Green Destinations, and these are the core values of Green Destinations. Next slide, please. Green Destinations, we've been around for a while, and we are very proud of the results we have made and the impact we have made worldwide. Until this moment, we have awarded and certified 122 destinations. 96 destinations have been 96 businesses have been certified. We have 75 plus partners and representatives worldwide, and until that's even more right now, we have more than 508 top 100 destinations. So destinations who participated in the top 100 competition in the last 10 editions, and that's quite a result to be proud of, and quite an impact that we were able to make, especially in sharing good practices and helping destinations and businesses forward in their sustainable efforts. Next slide, please. What are our programs and services? We can roughly divide them up in 3 divisions: training and support. We have a training program, and we've developed supporting tools and offer coaching to destinations and businesses in sustainable tourism development. Recognition, of course, we have the top 100 competition, where destinations and all the participants can participate and show their best practices in the world. And of course, the Green Destinations Awards and Certification Program and our Good Travel programs. Lastly, we have promotions through our Green Destinations conferences. We had a great promotion last October in Tallinn, Estonia, where everybody comes together to share knowledge, share ideas, and to network. Next to that, we have the Story Awards at ITB. Previous slides, slide back. Next to that, we have the Story Awards at ITB every March at the global ITB Award in Berlin. And the Story Awards is I would say, sort of the follow-up of the top 100 competition, where the best stories are awarded for their efforts. And lastly, we have the Good Travel Guide, where businesses are highlighted and showcased, which are the best options for travelers. Next slide, please. Moving forward to the Green Destinations Top 100 Stories 2024. It's an annual competition that collects and celebrates good practice stories globally, inspiring destinations, businesses, and travelers in responsible tourism. And it is, in essence, a great opportunity for stakeholders, participants in many sectors to join and to show their best practice, show their efforts in sustainable tourism, and to inspire other destinations. You are not the only destination or organization who could be struggling with certain issues or challenges, and this is a great way to show what you have, which steps you have made to deal with these issues and to come up with great solutions. And it could very well be that another destination or an organization in another can learn from you and get inspired and put forward the same steps. Next slide, please. Who can participate? This year, as last year, participants can come from municipalities, islands and regions, protected areas. And this we mean like protected area which is outside of course, outside of a city. It might not be part of a municipality, but it is very well defined. Private destinations, and new this year, private sector stakeholders. Next slide, please. The application timeline. We first start off with the registration that has already started since 1st of December. Destinations can register via the link on our website. The deadline for the registration is 18th of March 2024. So that is a little bit earlier than last year, but it is a very hard deadline. So really try to, if you are interested, try to make that deadline. The step 1 deadline, with step 1 we mean the sustainability check, which is mandatory for all first and second year destinations, is the 1st of April. And the sustainability check, if you are a first or second year destination, this will take a little bit of time. So ensure that you take enough time to prepare for this and that you make the deadline on the 1st of April 2024 in time. The 3rd of June, that's the major deadline. That's the step 2 deadline, which means the submission of your good practice story. So before the 3rd of June, all participants from whatever background, so also ACP members, private sector stakeholders, first, second tier destinations, they all have to submit their good practice story by the 3rd of June. And we aim beginning of August to have everything finalized so we can launch with the list during our annual Green Destinations event in October. The date still needs to be set, but it will be celebrated as previous editions during the annual Green Destinations event. And then, as every year, March 2025 will be the Green Destination Story Awards at ITB Berlin. Until that time, participants who participate receive access to the self-paced online training via EdApp and learn the basics on sustainability reporting and storytelling. This is only accessible for actually all participants, but ACP members who join for free because they are enrolled in ACP program don't have this access. And next to that, we always very much look forward to our live masterclasses. These focus on the step 2, so the good practice story. And this good practice story, well, we have experts in the field. We have experts in the field who give their view on the good practice story, how to write a good story, what to look for in a good story, details, their expertise in how to build up a good story. So these masterclasses will be spread out in 3 different sections, the 26th of March, 11th of April, and 25th of April. And these masterclasses are all 3 different, so they're not the same. So each masterclass has a different presenter and a different subject. The subjects still need to be determined, but they will be very much focused on how to write a good practice story. Next slide, please. The process. The process starts with registering via our online form on the Green Destinations website. Once you've filled in this online form, you will receive via Google a confirmation. And we will send you an email to check if the email is correct and your registration is correct, to ensure that the confirmation email, which we will communicate with the most, is correctly working. Once we get this confirmation, we will send you the instructions for the payment. This can be done via our online payment platform or via invoice. And that can be discussed between, we will send you this email and you can let us know what your preference is. Once the payment is received, you will receive the top 100 instruction pack and the training details. And this instruction pack is a document where all the information is in how to conduct a sustainability check, how to all the details on the criteria, the timeline, basically all the information you need to participate in the top 100 competition. Also, you will get the details to log into our EdApp platform and to conduct the training. Once you got all this information, then you're good to go. So you can start with your submission and start with your step 1. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can of course always reach out to us via our email address, top100@greendestinations.org. And we can assist you the best as we can. Next slide, please. The competition structure, like I said, there are 2 steps. The sustainability check. First year participants, they have to achieve 60% in 15 core criteria. Second year participants have to achieve 6% in 30 core criteria. These are the 15 criteria of the first year participant plus 15 additional criteria. Private stakeholder participants participate through the Good Travel Seal program, and third year participants and ACP members can participate through the ACP program. Once step 1 is achieved and you're eligible to join to submit a good practice story, you can submit a story describing an initiative for sustainable tourism development. Next slide, please. The sustainability check. It's a self-report on basic sustainability performance via the core criteria of the Green Destination Standard. And like I mentioned, you have to achieve a 60% compliance in either the 15 or 30 core criteria to pass. Next slide, please. The 15 core criteria, I won't mention them all, but you can find them in the instruction pack. These are the core criteria you have to comply to. There are a few changes in comparison with last year, but no major ones. So these criteria, you can also find them back on our website if you want to review them more into depth. Second slide, please. Next to the first 15 criteria, for the second year participants, we have the 15 additional criteria, so in total 30 core criteria. And these can also be found on our website. And here, for example, a new criteria is water consumption reduction, which we find quite an important new element. Next slide, please. So how to report on the criteria? And this is regarding step 1, sustainability check. You can either submit in English or Spanish. If you, we're open worldwide. If English or Spanish is not your native language, we very much encourage to use DeepL Translator. This can really help you to translate your language into English and to make it more easy, feasible to join the competition. You need to include supporting evidence for every criterion, but don't overflow with documents. We saw in the last few years that sometimes destinations or participants really submit a lot of documents just to be sure they have supporting evidence. But this can also, clog the system, that we have to go through all the documents to find the information, and sometimes it's therefore quite hard to find the correct information which you have attached to the criteria. So if you attach evidence, if you attach criteria, really make sure to refer to a page number or an exact section where we can find that evidence, because we are not able to go through a 300 or 200 page document to verify if a certain criteria is met or not. So if you attach documents, really be sure to mention in the text the exact page number where we can find the evidence for that certain criteria. For documents that are not in English, please provide a brief overview of what the document says in the self-reporting boxes. Again, sometimes documents are in very much a foreign language. For example, last year we got documents for example, in Thai language. For us, it's not feasible to read that language, so be sure to really support that with English text in the reporting boxes. Next slide, please. This is a screenshot of the reporting platform we have for green destinations, and this is one of the criteria, sustainability coordinator. The instruction pack will inform you more on how to work on this platform, but in essence, you have the 4, which is red and circled. It's the 6 boxes where you can find information and also instructions and guidance how to fill in the online platform and online criteria. You can also, if you work with a team on this project, you can fill in remarks or let's say with the representatives, they can leave a remark there, like if they advise you to adjust a point or add some information. And there are also best practices mentioned, so that you can see how other destinations who did it really well. Next slide, please. So the step 1 sustainability check evaluation process, as seen earlier in the timeline, the step 1 deadline is the 1st of April. So by this date, you have to have submitted your sustainability check on our online platform. After that, once you have submitted, our team will do a technical check. And a technical check is to check if all links and documents which are provided are working. So we're not going into detail or into in-depth looking if documents are correct or if criteria is met. No, we only look if the links which are provided are working and if documents which are attached can be opened and can be read properly. If we don't reach out to you, then everything is okay. So don't expect feedback. We only give technical feedback if there's something wrong or something missing or a link not working. So if you submit your step 1 and you don't get any feedback, everything is okay, and you can start working on your good practice story. If you get feedback from us, you will get it until the 12th of April, so on the technical feedback, and then you have 10 days or more if you get the feedback earlier. If you submit your step 1 sustainability check earlier, you can resubmit your step 1 sustainability check until the 22nd of April. And with resubmit, I mean correct the links, add a document. It doesn't mean that you really start resubmitting a whole step 1 sustainability check. It's just the technical part that everything works. Once we have everything in and everything works, our evaluators will review your sustainability check, and you will hear from us as soon as possible if you have reached the minimum of 60% compliance. Next slide, please. And then the good stuff. You're then admitted to step 2 of the competition. And that's where the good practice story comes in and the good writing comes in. And this is I would say, the fun part and the part we all join the top 100 competition for. Next slide, please. The good practice story, we can describe it in many ways, but it's to recount the innovative and inspiring sustainable tourism solutions your destination organization has implemented in response to difficulties or challenges in your area. It's a combination of your good practice, so your solution for a local issue, and storytelling. And this combined gives a good practice story. And in this regards, I want to highlight again that storytelling is very much a part of it. It's not that we have to see that your good practice story is very good. That could be that you have a very good practice story and something that really works in sustainable tourism. But if the story is not well read and cannot be easily understood by other people or people who read the story for the first time, it will get a lower score. Storytelling is very much a part of it next to the actual good practice story. So make sure that, we do this also to make the good practice transferable, that other destinations can learn from it and that it's easy to understand and it can be disseminated. Next slide, please. We have the categories. These are the same as last year. I will go through them briefly. Destination management solutions, successful destination development approaches, visitor management strategies, and regeneration. Nature and scenery. So how can tourism contribute to biodiversity conservation, animal welfare, and ecosystem regeneration? Environment and climate, reducing the environmental footprint of tourism, combating the climate crisis, waste reduction, water consumption, and pollution. Next slide, please. Culture and tradition, heritage protection and celebration, respect for sense of place and local life, authentic tourism experiences, thriving communities, There's community-based tourism and community development involving local communities, producers, and stakeholders in the tourism supply chain. Business and marketing, engaging the private tourism sector in sustainability and innovative ways to communicate about sustainability. And especially the last category I find very much interesting, and we encourage more in this category. Next slide, please. Then we move to the good practice story and evaluation criteria. It's changed a little bit. It has been compact, made me a little bit more compact since last year. How we evaluate is on the completeness of the documentation, so that the documentation is in order and that everything is there. That's not, should not be very difficult, but basically that all the boxes are ticked. Then the three most important ones: level of innovation. So how innovative is your project, your good practice story? Has it been done anywhere else? Or if it has been done anywhere else, how have you changed it to make it even better or even more innovative? Effectiveness. What is the impact of the good practice story? How much effect did it have on the local community, local stakeholders, nature, the environment? And transferability of innovation. That's a very important one. So how easily can your good practice story be transferred to other destinations who are struggling with the same challenges? And how can we improve sustainability worldwide with your good practice story? Sustainability pillars. Best is if they can tick all of them. So social, economic, and environmental. We quite often see that a good practice story very much focuses on one of these pillars. Let's say if it's a natural area which is creating new cycling paths, then quite often it can be very much a strong focus on the environment. And this is good because that can be the focus, but really don't forget to highlight the other pillars. So what's the impact for the local population, local stakeholders? Is it economically feasible and viable? So ensure that all sustainability pillars are met. And lastly, focus on tourism. This is a very important part. The top 100 competition is sustainable competition which focuses on sustainable tourism. So if you have a great good practice story and which focuses on protection of a marine area, or that is doing great social work in a city, but there is no real involvement of tourism, or tourism is just a very small thing that, well, yeah, it's a small part of it. That's not really what we're looking for. Tourism must be the main focus of the good practice story, and especially the focus of the solution. How can you use tourism to solve the issues or challenges which you have at your destination or in your organization? Next slide, please. Then the good practice story template. The presentation page, quite easy. Title, which you have to fill in, is the title of your good practice story. Don't make it a really long title. Try to make it short and easy to understand. So don't try to write the whole summary in your title. Make it short and concise. The destination, your country, the submitting organization. So this means the organization who's submitting the good practice story. The good practice category. And please ensure you can only choose one category. We still quite often see that destinations choose 3, sometimes even 4 categories just to be sure, or they don't really know which category to choose. Only choose one category. And if you're in doubt, then don't hesitate to contact us and we can help you choose. The destination description. So a short description of where your organization or destination is. So the evaluators and people who read your story get a bit of context where the good practice is taking place. And then a summary of the good practice story. So a short summary of your good practice story. Next slide. Then the issues faced of the destination. and mention especially the issues which will be where the solution is heading to. So don't put a lot, put a lot of information there, but don't put everything there that you think that is an issue in your destination. Highlight the issues which the solution is going to solve, or where your good practice story is heading. So make it very much intertwined and logical that the solution you're presenting is really solving the issues at your destinations or the issues you highlight. Because that, again, makes it easier for other destinations to see if this solution might be applicable for them. And then the methods and then the solution should be short as well. I only expect 100 words, maybe a little bit more, less, to describe in short what your solution is. And then in the method steps and tools applied, you can really dive into how you have rolled out your solution. So how did you do it? What were the steps that were followed? The tools that you used, stakeholders involved, all these kinds of things. And this is really sort of where you dive into the solution. Next slide. Then, of course, the achievements and results, the direct and indirect results of the good practice, and use qualitative and quantitative data. Not only say, well, we had a great result and people are very happy and it all worked out good. No, prove it, put numbers there, use the attachments for it, and refer to it. So show, well, we made a 3% reduction in visitor pressure, or we spread out tourism throughout the year instead of that it's just in the past focused in one month. Make sure to show us the data and the evidence that your good practice story worked, and outline the key benefits and beneficiaries of the implemented good practice. So really name it and be precise. Lessons learned and advice. So describe the challenges faced and critical elements that led to successfully solving the issues. And really use this section as your advice and suggestions for other destinations and organizations facing the same issues. Because we found out that this is a part that a lot of other destinations read online on our website. Like, okay, you've had this solution, these are the tools that you applied, that's very understandable. But what were the problems you encountered, and where should I be prepared for? Or what was tips and tricks? It makes it far more personal as well and identifiable. So don't hesitate to elaborate in this part and to really help other destinations with your good practice. Lastly, the recognitions and additional references. You can list here the previous recognitions and add links to further information. So that can be a report, it can be some statistical data to your as evidence, and or even some images to show how your good practice story performed. Next slide. Then we have the good practice story submission. The good practice story can be about an ongoing project. So it can still be ongoing, though you must show already be able to show some evidence or be clear where you're going to. So you cannot just say, well, we're doing it, but we have no proof whatsoever at the moment. We really advise you to prove it with evidence and show we are moving in this direction, or we are achieving this result, or we are aiming to achieve that result. So we can see where you're moving to. Good practice stories selected to previous top 100 editions must show significant improvements and new data. So if you already participated in previous editions and you're submitting a new good practice story of your destination or organization, make sure to make it really different, or that there is a significant improvement on the previous good practice story, that we can say, well, this is really a different good practice story than the previous one, where other destinations can also learn from, because destinations, good practice stories go through different phases. It can be that you have new challenges right now, or you go through a new phase, then especially dive in that new phase, like, okay, we achieved the past results, now we're moving forward and we're having new challenges or new results. And so dive in that, don't stay with the old story. New this year is that destinations may only submit 2 stories. And if you submit 2 stories, only one can be selected to the top 100 list. So you cannot, even if you have 2 great stories, only one can end up in the top 100 list. The stories need to be in English, and that's especially because then on our website, everybody can understand and read them. If needed, you can, as with the step 1 submission, use translation software such as DeepL. Also, we ask you to add images to your good practice story. We will send you more information how to do that, because we also want to ensure that's all clear what the dimensions are, the quality of the images, but also how we use the images. These images are not to prove your good practice story or to show evidence of your good practice story. That can be done. But these are especially for marketing and communication. So these images will be used on our website, on our LinkedIn, social media. So these images will be used to promote your destination. So be very much aware for us. If you submit them, be aware these images will be shown and used. Next slide, please. All 2023, 2022, and 21 selected top 100 stories can be found on our top 100 page of the Green Destinations website. The URL is below, and yeah, a great place to learn from previous top 100 stories and submissions. So dive into them and see how they've written their story and learn from them, or even reach out to them to ask questions or learn from their best practice. Next slide. And now we are at the questions and answers. I hope I was able to clarify and the top 100 competition and the different steps within the top 100 competition. Obviously, you can always reach out to me via my email, top100@greendestinations.org. But if you already have some questions you would like to have answered, then this is the moment. So are there any questions from the group? And if you have a question, then you can unmute. I see Kaita. Yes, please.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, thank you very much for your presentation as well. From Thailand, I think we met from conference as well, but I'm
Yeah,
going
hi.
to, yeah, and nice to meet all of you as well. So I just have a few questions, because I think next year we're gonna send our destination to go as well. So then I would like to ask the first question. So I think it's linked to the area of destination. I think you mentioned in your brochure that you have the kind of the scope or the area that we call destination. But as just give example of one of destination that they are interested, they are kind of the old town, but they are not under the municipality, but they are under the provincial level, and they actually look or focus on this area in particular, but they are not part of the municipality. Is that actually count as a destination that are actually the provincial level? They are the one who like look after. So that's mean they have like their own structure. They have their committee. They have like all the details of destination. Is that one also count? I mean, it's possible that they can submit under the provincial level rather than like, municipality in this case.
Yes, it's a good question. Like how big can the area be, or that can submit? Obviously, it depends very much on the area itself. I think in this regard, because it will be a first or second year or first year submission, they will also have to do the sustainability check. So for that whole area, they must be able to do that, to be able to do that check and to do that, to fill that information. And that if it becomes a really big area with a lot of municipalities involved, or even cities or different kinds of stakeholders, it will be more difficult to complete the step one sustainability check. So if you have for that area, if it's already well defined, let's say if you have a management plan or sustainability plan, or like correct data on water usage, noise reduction for that area, which you can clearly link to that boundary, then that could be possible. But if you say, well, there's so many cities involved, everybody has their own measurement system, and then it becomes quite difficult to submit. So if you say, well, this area is very much defined, see that Hugo wants also to add in.
Yeah, because I think what I heard Keita saying is that it is about the old town, but falls under the jurisdiction of a province. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. So that
I think that what you mean is that the destination is very well defined. It's just because it has a different management than the municipality. The province is responsible for its management. Probably when it's like a protected site or of cultural heritage, etc., that a higher body is taking responsibility. So in that case, I would say absolutely it's eligible because it's a very well defined destination.
All right. So that's mean it's no limitation. I mean, in this case, that will, if we define the area as an old town, but the provincial level, they feel that this is the heritage site, which is they would like to just look after. But under that provincial, they have like two municipalities, provincials or sub-district level and things like that. So that means they might have like their own structure, but because of the provincial level, they are focused on this area. So I think that's why I'm asking that it's possible that the provincial level will be the one who submit to be the coordinators in this case.
Yes, they can submit, but then they should very well describe the delimitations of them, so the boundaries of the actual destination of the old town, because otherwise, like we're doing, we kind of can understand it as it is the entire province that is considered as the destination, and that's usually too big, as Bart was saying.
All right, thank you so much. So that's the first question. Thank you so much. So maybe I continue with the second one, possible? Okay,
sure.
so the second one is about us. I coaching the one before, like in 2022, but I think they missed out from the 2023. But then maybe like my question is about if they want to submit top 100 and go with another 15 criteria, but they like missing out over than 2 years or maybe 3 year, 4 year. You have any limitation on that as well? Like maybe the first year they like start from last 4 year before. I give example. Do you have any kind of the limitation that or you have any kind of the suggestion if they pass like 3 year or 4 year and then they submit for the second year to join another 15 criteria? They have any limitation on that, or is that no limitation on that? If the top 100.
So to introduce, they are second time participant. So they previously did a 15 criteria already. So since this second time, so they have to do 30 criteria. And regarding the first 15 criteria that they participated in, it's basically updating those criteria. And next to that, they will get 15 additional criteria. So we have to see. Obviously, depends on the if all the data is still there, because we have different criteria right now. But to make the question short, they're a second-time participant, so you have to go for the 30 criteria.
Okay, so that's mean I should update the 15th, even like 3 year before. So then I should like, update from that 15 criteria and then add it more with another 15. So that means it's no limitation if like, I start since like 4 years that I was top 100 green destination in the last 3 years. That they have no problem on that, right?
No, if I understand your question right, it means that if you participated once, then there's no limit in if you participate again, it will be a second time participation. So even if you participated earlier, way earlier, it's still second year. And it can be then that because over the years, the 15 criteria which they participated in at first have changed now, but then they have to update it. So they have to follow the 30 criteria which are set this year. So it might be that they have to do two criteria more for the first year, because there have been changed some criteria from the time they did it 4 years ago. But the other criteria they can update. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. So then I mean that we should update and then submit, which is no limitation on that. And the last question, please. So because I'm represent Good Travel Program as well, which is right now they have a lot of people interested about in Thailand as well. So there are community-based tourism, which is also they can submit top 100 green destination too. But then when you are in the middle person who recommend between like top 100 and also with the community who like, you know, want to submit to the Good Travel Program. So what is your suggestion? Because I think in Thailand, top 100 green destinations is so popular, but then the Good Travel Program is just something new for them as well. But I think you have the scheme that, you know, represent and recognize the Good Travel Program too. But if you were me, what was your suggestion between, you know, go with the top 100 or you go with the, you know, with the Good Travel Program? So maybe I would like to learn with you also. That is the last question for me.
Yeah, it's difficult, well, not a difficult question, but if I were in your shoes, it's always difficult to see the whole context. But I would say my consideration as well would be the top 100 competition is a 1-year competition, a 1-year period, and it's great for to do a sustainability check, to see where you are and to get involved or in the whole process. And if you get the top 100 list, it's obviously great for promotion. But going through the Good Travel program really sets you off in on your path of how you call it, for the Good Travel seal, and to get really your steps forward in becoming more long-term sustainable. So it's more not only a year. No, you start with level 1, then you go to level 2, level 3, level 4, and you really move into that process forward. So it's more long-term. So I would say for the destination itself, for the sustainability part of it, I would say the Good Travels program is the way forward to go. And in all honesty, you can also combine it. You know, if you are moving forward with a Good Travel program, and it's actually necessary for private stakeholders to join, they have to be part of the Good Travel seal.
Okay.
Do this at first, and then if you say, well, you know, we're making great progress. We're already level 1 or level 2, and we have a great story to tell. Well, then do 2 things at the same time. You know, then join the top 100. But the Good Travel program is the first step.
Okay, thank you so much for that clarification. So that is the end of my question. So I think that another 2 waiting for it. Thank you so much, Bart and Hilke.
Thank you, and see you next time at the Green Destinations event.
Oh, by the way, where is it? Did you
No,
already finalize? No?
Surprise.
Yet? I thought it's Chile. No, not Chile, right? So
we still don't know. So we will
right.
we will let you know as soon as possible to get the plane tickets sorted.
So see you there anyway. So thank you so much.
See you there. Thank you very much. So Thelma, you had a question.
Hi Bart, how are you? Thank you for the information. I just want to make a double check for the nomination, the final nomination. Is it just we have to go to the website and to click nominee? Is it the only thing that we have to do in order to share with our contact and our networking for the voting for the ITB award? Could you please advise?
Yeah, you mentioned now the Green Destination Story Award at ITB,
Yes.
where congratulations again with Akaba making the nominations. I think you're really proud on that one. The voting will start on the 15th of January, and we will send more information on that, on how to do that and how to promote it, so that destinations can, or participants or people or anybody can vote on your nomination. So that will start on the 15th of January. We will send more information on that towards you, but of course you can already right now really promote and share your nomination, that you have made it to your categories list, and that you're one of the nominees. So you can already promote it, but the voting will open on the 15th of January, and we will send more information on that closer to the date.
From the 15th till when?
29th of January.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you, Bart.
Thank you very much, Dalma.
Yeah.
Sherazot Norbekov.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for your detailed explanation. My name is Sherazot. I'm from Central Asia, Uzbekistan. My question is about eligibility. So we are tour company, tour operator, and at the same time, we also act as a community-based tourism organization. We have our own network of homestays and CBT network. So my question is if we are eligible to apply, and I have seen the criteria for organization, for applicants. It says a private destination, but I couldn't figure out whether we are eligible or not.
I think it could be. Maybe it's good if you send me an email so I can verify. Because are you part of the Good Travel Seal or already, or not yet?
No.
Not yet. Because if you are a private destination, it has to be very well defined. For example, it could be an island, or sometimes you have like a natural park with only one tented camp in there, which takes care of that natural area. So it's very much integrated, and it's very well defined. So it depends quite a bit on the definition of your destination and your boundaries and your role in that. So I suggest if you register, then I will see your your registration come up, and then I can reach out to you, because you also have to send us a link or an image of your boundaries and the details, and then I can verify if it's eligible or not. So I think that's the best way forward to do so. So the registration will only take a few minutes of your time, and then I will get back to you to see if it's possible, because there are quite some definitions and details we need to look into to see if it's possible.
Okay, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions? No, I don't see any questions. Then I go to my last slide, and that's thanking you, and thanking you already in advance for the good practice stories you will undoubtedly submit. We very much look forward to it. Every year is a surprise again, and a joy to read those stories from all over the globe, and how different destinations and organizations face the challenges, and that we can really make a change with your stories, and make these destinations better through tourism, and make tourism part of the solution. And that is really the main aim of the Top 100 competition, to share these stories, to share your best practices, and appreciate you and your efforts in sustainable tourism, and that other destinations and persons, tourists, can learn. So thank you very much. Like I said, don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any additional questions. And otherwise, I look forward in contacting you and working together on the Top 100 competition. So thank you very much, and hopefully talk to you soon. Thank you.
Bye everyone, see you soon.
see you ค่ะ